Namaste. Welcome. I appreciate that you're taking the time to watch this. And this is time that can be very well used because the tools that we're going to be sharing can change your life dramatically. These are tools that are practiced in over 100 countries. And in my own personal coaching and teaching, I've shared these tools with people throughout the United States, Europe, Asia, all religions, all cultures, all backgrounds, even a wide variety of ages. I've worked with children as young as 6 and people as old as we can get to be. And what's so powerful, and the reason I'm so passionate, is these tools work. And they're simple. But they're going to require you making a discipline. Okay, I'm going to think a little bit differently. I'm going to express myself in this new way. I'm going to listen in this new way. The tools themselves are simple. It's the discipline to use these tools that's up to you. I'm often asked how I got introduced to these tools and what my personal relationship to them are. I've been involved in communication and education my entire life. For 25 years, I made my living writing, directing, producing, first theater, then television, film, and video. All of a various educational nature. In 2001, my dear friend Lori Grace introduced me to Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, who's the founder and creator of NVC, which is also known as Nonviolent Communication, which is more commonly known as Compassionate Communication. Marshall's an extraordinary man. He's been doing this work for about 35 years. He's traveled all over the world. And there's a very significant movement for him to win the Nobel Peace Prize before he leaves this world. I was blessed. I was hired by Marshall and his organization to produce a series of videos. And worked with my dear friends Alan and Son, and we created some product. And it was wonderful because it gave me a chance to travel with Marshall and watch him in action. And I saw him using these tools in a wide variety of settings, with educators, with children, with couples, with families, even with inmates who were just getting out of prison and acclimating back to the world. And I saw that regardless of age, culture, or background, everyone was getting tremendous value in a very short period of time from these tools. And that really excited me. So I did the videos with Marshall and studied and practiced and started teaching. And then my next significant influence was, once again I was hired, this time to work with a man named Robert Gonzalez. He's the president of the board of directors for the Center for Nonviolent Communication and has become really the master teacher traveling worldwide. And Robert offers what he calls the spiritual embodiment of nonviolent communication. I want to emphasize, it's not a religion, it's not a dogma, cross-cultural, non-denominational. But what Robert has helped me to understand is that it's a very personal practice to choose connection over separation, to choose compassion over judgment, to choose love over fear. And what I've learned through the use of these tools is that compassion is love in action. Compassion is the ability to find a way to care about another despite differences. Now, let me tell you about my life. I'm very happily married to a wonderful woman whom I've known for 21 years. We're extremely different. And just 5-10 years ago, although we were good friends, we had a lot of judgment about each other because we were so incredibly different. Well, what's happened is through the use of these tools, whereas we would judge each other in the past about the differences, now we find ourselves amused, entertained, or at the most challenging, we now know how to take that breath and instead of making that little judgmental remark or that little attack or that little, poke, we can now drop into, okay, what am I feeling? What am I needing? What's she feeling? What she's needing? What are we telling ourselves? These are the tools. And you're going to hear me referencing this over and over and over. And please use the worksheets that you can get free of charge by going to my website. We want to learn how to differentiate between what I'm telling myself, my story, thoughts, judgments, what I'm feeling, what I'm needing. You see, our thoughts are what happen first. Inevitably, we've got this supercomputer of a brain, and our synapses fire so quickly, especially when we're triggered. Well, let's be honest, most of you are watching this because you want to learn how to manage situations when you're angry, scared, triggered. That's when we need these tools the most. Now, what's beautiful is these tools give us an alternative. The judgmental thought still comes in. I have judgmental thoughts all day long. I've been teaching this work for 9 years, practicing it, living it. The judgmental thoughts still come flying through my brain. But now I notice, oh, there I go. And rather than just regurgitating the judgmental thought and saying something that I might later regret, I now have a practice. I love sharing these tools, and that's why I travel all over the world now. Yeah, through workshops, events, classes, and in private coaching, and now through online and DVD. These are dynamic, simple tools that change lives. Now, the tools themselves are actually really simple, but the hard part is the discipline to use them. And that's where it's really up to you. I'm going to pretty easily be able to share with you some really simple things that you can do, new ways of thinking, new ways of expressing yourself, and new ways of listening that are very powerful. And your job is to really say, all right, I want for my needs to be met more fully. I want more harmony in my home. I want greater understanding with my family members. I want more efficiency in my work. Those are the results you'll get by having the discipline to use these tools. Thank you for joining us. Here we go.